Hey, what's good, everybody? This is actually round two of me trying to give this commentary. I did the entire video with my mic muted. I am very, very salty. But this is me playing Sobek, guys. This is Smite, Hi-Rez Studios, third-person MOBA. This game is really, really fun. I have a couple other videos out right now of Artemis and AO Kwong, and I have them more as an introduction to the game, talk a little bit about the mechanics and different things involved in the game. I'm going to talk more specifically about Sobek for this one. And so if you want to know more in general about the game, please be sure to check out those other videos. So I started by buying reinforced boots, and I got those tier 2 that gives me protection for both magical and physical, and it also gives me HP 5, which is very nice. I actually alt-tabbed right now because I didn't want to hear this guy spamming, and currently the mute doesn't work, but they fixed it with this last patch that came out this morning, so now you should be able to mute when people are spamming like that. It's pretty annoying, and I don't know why people love to do it, so we won't have that issue anymore. So I picked up this dash skill. If you have played League of Legends at all, Sobek is very similar to Renekton. A lot of people even call him Renekton in the game. He has an AoE damage skill that does a pushback. He has a lunge skill, and that lunge skill, if it hits a hero, or a god, I'm sorry, will actually flip the god up over Renekton. See, I already did it. Sobek, flip up over Sobek into whatever's behind him, and then has a third skill, which is an AoE, just conal damage skill that that heals him. So very, very similar to Renekton. So we're starting the laning phase, and I am just trying to last hit a little bit, nothing too special. When we get to level 2, I will probably try and be pretty aggressive because I will get his dash skill to flip people back, then I'll get his knockback skill, which will allow me to really keep them out of position. And creep absolutely just hurt. They hurt bad early game. And so it'll be really, really powerful. He's got huge lane presence, and again, with the ability to flip somebody, it really allows them to get out of position, or force them out of position, rather. So, getting harassed a little bit, and as I said, I got those tier 2 reinforced boots, which gives me HP 5. And you can see my sustain's pretty good, so I really like getting HP 5 boots, or I'm sorry, the reinforced boots. I actually get them on almost every hero. I still experiment with some other boots, but they just give too much. Once you get into level 3, you get 30% CC reduction, you get all the HP 5, and you get both armor and magic armor, so they're really, really powerful. And now that they push the lane, I love when they push the lane as I'm Renekton, because I'm always going to try and flip in the tower if they stay too close, which Ymir does. I flip him in, hit him with my AoE, I'm sure it's going to be coming up. I didn't, wow. We're going to chase him down, though. Hopefully we get him. Do we get him? Oh, he gets slowed. We're going to get him. So putting in some damage, I end up using my AoE, and like a noob, I push Artemis away, which really made me sad. And so Artemis is the AD carry, the lone AD carry in the game currently. And so it would have been good to get a kill on her. Lone AD ranged carry, rather. And so it would have been good to get the kill on her, but she actually had Sprint, which increases movement speed by like 35%, which is an ability. Abilities are bought in the shop, and then you're able to, they're kind of like summoner spells. So as you see, I'm getting creep block right there, gets knocked up, flip Artemis, oh, and she gets hit by a water cannon, so she dropped pretty quick there. And like I said, it's just huge damage, able to get people out of combat pretty quick. So just pushing the lane now, nothing special, kind of getting back to the laning phase. Get froze by Ymir, he puts out his ice path, does a little damage. Going for a little bit of reset. This is pushing pretty hard, so I don't want to get too aggressive. I don't want to get on the tower. The tower hurts pretty bad. So Artemis is back in the lane. Our Hebo should be back soon. I don't really want to engage without Hebo, because Hebo is going to be the majority of the damage. So just kind of checking my skills, see what I leveled up. I kind of forgot. Unfortunately, there's no way to really check it just by looking at your bar. We're hoping that soon they'll add something to where you can see like how much mana it costs to cast a spell and all that kind of stuff. I was going to actually dash on that Yuumi right there. I was definitely lining it up. Artemis gets slowed, Artemis gets flipped, damage put in, knocked back, auto-attacking, and Hebo was able to ult. That was Hebo's ult, and it hits like a truck. And Hebo gets 10% additional damage every time he casts a spell. It stacks up to 3 times. So he casts his water path, which gives him speed, slows the enemy, and then he casts his water cannon, and then he cast his water spout, and then he ulted. So he had 30% extra damage, and so it's pretty good. So just putting some pressure on the tower now. And I like to get towers done really quick because then I don't feel as bad when I roam. Because especially then if they push up at the lane, they don't have a tower that's closer, so they're easier to gank. So I'm really trying to get this tower down.
An ally has been slain.
Alright, that's Artemis ult. Stuns me with the boar. They're putting some auto attacks into me. Oh, I was going to flip on his back, but he stopped. That's my ult there. I'm going to regen mana. I'm going to come up and do huge damage. Zeus coming in for a gank. Zeus drops his ult. My ult goes off. I hit, knock back Artemis, kill her, try to get out of there, but the tower gets me. And let's see if Hebo's able to get out. He was pretty low. I'm trying to rotate back to, yep, so Hebo survived, which is good. Hebo's pretty much like a mage carry, so we want him to do well. Now I'm going to get a Warlock Sash. I'm actually going to try and rush a Warlock Slash. So the Warlock Sash gives me magic power, it gives me armor, it gives me, or I'm sorry, it gives me health, and it gives me mana. And then once I get it to tier 3, I get up to 80 stacks, and every stack adds health, mana, and magic power. So towards the end of the game, it actually is one of the items that gives some of the highest magic power. It's a very good game, and again, it also increases my mana and health. Gives me a little more tanky and allows me to cast a few more spells. So it's a very strong item on anyone who uses magic power to deal damage. And so now I'm just waiting to kind of set up a gank. I'm hoping that they let the lane push. I actually think I say, hey, let them push the lane here. So we'll see how that goes. I really want to gank this here. Yep, Monkey King, the enemy Monkey King just wasted his escape, so I'm going to come in. I push him back, do my AoE, hit them both. Our Monkey King ults, I'm sure they're going to kill him. Going to try and chase on Ra, put as much damage on, flip him behind me, and I realize, oh, my team's not there. They are chasing a one-hit Wukong, so hopefully we're to get it. I think I called him Monkey Kong, I'm sorry. That's Wukong. And so I ult now, so regenerating some mana. I was hoping to be able to stay on Ra a little bit longer, but he's just moved so fast. So I'm going to go over there, try to help out, cut off Wukong. And I see that Ra's chasing me. I try to flip him over, but I miss. And my team comes in and is able to clean him up pretty good. So that was a 2 for 0, which was very nice. And this here is used to be the big-ass Harpy. It is now the Gold Harpy. And I don't know why we're doing this. We have a mage who has no mana. We have me who's at low health, and all 3 of us are under half health, and we're supposedly going to kill this Harpy. Harpy's pretty equivalent to, or no, it is equivalent to the Draco, or Drake, or the Dragon, for if you're EU or if you're NA player for League of Legends. So gives you 300 gold to every person in the game, or every team member, rather, sorry. And so we were going to try to get that. I don't know why we're doing that. It was pretty silly. So I really want to finish out this Warlock Sash, though, and I haven't yet. I like to finish it by 8 or 9 minutes is good. I like to finish it around there. And so just going back to the lane, seeing where they're going to fall out. Laning phases are pretty short in this game. And so I would say laning phase is probably done. Usually I consider laning phase done after 1 tower is killed, and actually we know a tower has been killed, but it's not unheard of to have a tower killed by now. And so now I'm just kind of roaming the jungle a little bit in between the two lanes, waiting for someone to come up on the mini-map, because there's not a lot showing. And actually oh no, they're putting pressure on our first tower on the right side. But there's their Artemis just kind of hanging out. I was going to try and flip her, but she ran away. So going to head back over to Hebo. He's putting a lot of pressure on the tower. He gets the tower down. Still going to kind of head over the way. I'm assuming that someone will poke out soon. To stop wasting time and not get experience, I'm going to kill these neutral creeps. These neutral creeps will end up giving a speed buff to me. And so I think it's 20% movement speed. And that is really powerful on Sobek because with my ult does an AoE slow around me. And also it will then allow me to get onto a hero if I'm like just on the cusp of getting to him. But then it will, definitely get me on there and be able to slow him and then do damage with my ult. So it's a pretty powerful buff on everybody, but I especially like it on Sobek.
Gate right lane. Enemy missing right.
So I see Hebo's diving in and I'm going to follow him. I want to help him out as much as possible. I'm trying to take the tower. I take 25% less damage in my ult. Hebo ults, I ult, do a ton of damage, hit him with one ult attack, he's dead. So yeah, good for him to try and defend the tower, but you don't want to defend a tower at the cost of your life. So we're going to put a lot of pressure on this tower again. This is the tier 2 tower of the left lane, going down like nothing. And that's one of the biggest complaints right now is that people say that the towers are too weak. And now that we've killed this tower, their Phoenix is exposed. You see the Phoenix there just kind of hanging out. And it is a mix between the final tower and the inhibitor. It's actually both. So I would like to see there be one more tower before the inhib personally, but they are trying to keep the games a little bit shorter. And so having one less tower, you can put pressure on the Phoenix and get that down right away. I see that the tower here is really, really, really low. I see Artemis just kind of hanging out, so I knock Artemis back. I try to finish off this tower, and I'm going to try and kill her. So do my cone damage. I'm going to try and flip her into the, she just used sprint, flip her into the creep wave. Creep wave's going to do a lot of damage. Agni gets a stun on her. Very nice stun by Agni. Does his AoE damage, drops his ult, and I push her away again like a big scrub. So that made me sad, and I get rooted on the tower. The tower is just beating my face and kills me. That was a little saddening, but you can't always win. So now I'm watching Artemis. The death cam is a little lackluster. There's not really a whole lot they can do with it though. You just follow a hero, and you're able to spin around them. At least you get to spin around them though, which is nice. And so I just finished my Warlock Sash, so I'm going to start getting those stacks. I got it at 11 minutes. I do have a lot of gold left over. I could have gone and got it earlier, but I stayed in lane to get the experience. And so I started what is called the Gem of Isolation, and I've never got it on Sobek before, and what it does is all my spells end slow, but it gives health, it gives mana, and it gives magic power. And so, just again, trying to make myself a little bit more tanky and trying to give myself more damage. So I flip Ymir back in the tower, and I'm getting on Ra now. Got his ult, he ends up dropping, turn around on Ymir, ult him, he drops his ice path, gets slowed and gets killed by my cone. So, pretty good exchange there. I do think Agni ended up dying. He ate Ra's ult while he was stunned, which, he can't really help that. Ra's ult does a ton of damage. It's kind of like Lux's ult. And now we'll hopefully push this middle tower.
An enemy has been slain.
So, just killing the creep wave again. Gonna want to push this pretty soon. So you can kind of hear someone teleporting away. That's another thing that's really nice about this game is your audible range is very strong. You will very frequently when I'm playing this game, you'll hear someone jungle, and because of that, you'll get a kill or you'll be able to go gank or whatever that may be, and you'll hear them attack, cast their spells. All that's very nice. I tried to flip Ra, missed, so I just figured I'd push it back because I know that Hebo was a little low, and I didn't want Ra to be able to initiate onto Hebo. I'm gonna do a little dance here. Agni drops his ult, hits him. Agni gets 3 charges to his ult, and he's gonna drop one again. Oh, I missed though that time. That was close. And I dash in, miss again. Just figure I'll knock back and try to get out of there. I'll get frozen, not in tower range, thankfully, so I should be okay. Oh, there's Ra's ult. That kind of hurt. And thank you, Hebo, for the slow. I can get out of there. And just putting a little more pressure back onto them. trying to heal up off those creep while harassing Ra. And we now have our Artemis, who is our AD carry, and again, I want to go on him. So I ult in so that I knew she was going to stun, and it makes me immune to stun, so I'm just putting a lot of damage in there. Hit Ymir and Artemis with my ult, and they're able to kind of stop it with that shield. I see Heevil's in. I want to try and save him. Flip Ymir out. Heevil ends up dropping to the tower. I knock Ymir back, and he starts his ult, and I'm thinking, oh no, I'm dead. So I turn around, heal off of him as much as I can. Don't know if it saved me necessarily, but we almost get him. Great wall to stop us from being able to do damage. Turns around, freezes Artemis and I, and then the tower kills both of us. It ends up getting a double kill. That was a fantastic double kill. That was amazing play by their Ymir. So their enemy Wukong ults, initiates onto our Wukong, putting a little bit of damage. He's in tower range now. He got out of tower range, so he should be okay. I'm watching the Agni. This is kind of boring. I should go back to the Wukong. Hopefully I do. Yep, there we go. Go back to the Wukong. Oh, he comes into tower range. Our Wukong ults, keeps in tower range. He's taking tower damage, taking auto attacks, leaps, but doesn't go anywhere. Our Wukong leaps, misses, but follows it up with his staff slam and is able to get that kill. So that was a nice kill. Able to use the tower to really get it. So I'm back alive. I'm going to head to left lane. I want to farm a little bit because I want to get more stacks onto my sash. And as you see there, it is 4v5, which is sad. I never like playing a 4v5 game, but I am, like I said, I'm just doing these videos to get people exposed to the different gods that are in the game, see the gameplay a little bit. This is not about how awesome I am, but I want you to be able to see them. And I am trying to put up games where I do well because A, I think people are going to respond better to seeing someone play well than to play poorly. And then also, you know, I want them to be able to see kind of what that, you know, what that god has to offer. So I'm getting that buff right there. I got some more HP 5, which gives me a little more tankiness. So I'm going to go back and try to get some of these stacks. So getting these stacks, easy farm, and I'm not super concerned about wasting my mana because when you're underneath the ground and you're slowing everybody, Sobek's ult recharges your mana, so that's really nice. Keep that in mind because a lot of times when you're in lane, there's going to be a time where you have mana for one spell, you know, and you're like, oh, if I could just have 2 or 3 spells, I'd be able to kill this person. Well, use your ult to make sure you slow them, have your teammate do some damage. When you pop up, you'll do damage, and then you'll have enough mana for your other spells. So I'm coming in behind this Ra on this Wukong, putting some damage on the Ra. He gets super fast, though, because his passive, every time he casts, he gets movement speed, and now I realize I'm kind of out of position, able to avoid that stun because of my ult, and I realize I'm a little out of position, but I'm doing okay. Our team cleaned up. Putting damage, flip Artemis, spin, do my cone damage, auto attack, and I'm trying to now just run. I'm thinking, oh no. But I see our Wukong going, Wukong ults, does huge AoE damage, gets a double kill. So that was very good by our Wukong. Just to pat myself on the back a little bit, I think I kind of set it up, you know, harassing them, keeping them around. But that was definitely a great kill by the Wukong. So we finished this tower, and we're able to put some pressure on the Phoenix, hopefully. So hopefully we just keep pushing. And the reason I keep spamming like that to get those is I want those stacks. I'm being kind of greedy. Yeah, we're putting huge damage into this Phoenix. Again, this Phoenix is an inhibitor, and it is a tower all-in-one. So we kill that. So we will be having super creep. They're called fire creep, I believe is what they're called. And so they have more damage, more health. They're very strong. So I'm pinging now, trying to get my team to come kill this other Phoenix, because if we get 2 Phoenixes, I know that the game's done right here, right now. But they all back, which is okay. I'll back with them. I don't want to overextend and die by myself. I see Hebo coming, so I say, okay, you know, that's a lot of our damage. I'm kind of tanky. Hopefully we can, you know, work here to kill this Ymir. So I'm trying to set it up, but he's doing very good. He's zoning me very well and not letting me get into range for some of my skills. And so I was getting frustrated because it was like just right on the cusp, and I know if he backs up, it's gonna miss. And so he's doing very good at zoning me. I don't know if he did that on purpose. I'm sure he did.
An enemy has been slain.
So Ra comes out. Oh, I flip Ymir. We're able to engage. He gets knocked up. I end up knocking him up again, and then I see that they have their Artemis come in. Hebo ults out. I hope we stay out. I'm going to ult to avoid the CC and able to get walled. No, I stay in. I stay in, turn on Ra, do damage on Ra, end up healing up off the creep, and then I dash out because I realize I am in a bad, bad place. So now I'm thinking about going back. I'm being ballsy this game. I think it might be a little cocky personally right now. And I think just because we're doing well, I know we're a man up. I decide to retreat and go back to the neutrals. Again, it talks about how powerful that movement speed buff is, so might as well get it again. So going to kill this off, and we'll see where I head to next. The Sobek's, I forgot to say, Sobek's passive, what it is when he attacks, you see those stacks building. I don't, it might be difficult for you to see. But for every attack I do, up to 3 stacks, I gain physical and magical armor. Wukong chasing down our Hebo, ends up putting a lot of damage. I didn't want to knock him back into our player. He gets knocked up, I knock him up again. Able to put in my cone damage, auto attack, flip him back into our creep wave. Our Hebo turns and hits him with the water cannon, and he gets dropped. We got really lucky. If he would have ulted there, he would have really put in a ton of damage to us. So that was very good coordination on two, like we're not in vent or anything together. We're just 2 pugs playing together. That was great coordination. So Agni putting in a couple, or at least 1 ult there to push back the wave, drops another, isn't able to land the stun, drops another into kind of nothingness, and so I want to pick off Artemis now here. Again, she's at 80 carry. I can completely just destroy her positioning, so that's my target. I want to flip her into my team and into my creep wave, so that way she goes down. And there she is. She stands still, gets hit by Agni's ult. I flip her in. Our Artemis drops a stun, stuns her. I put in all my damage to her. Ra's ult comes out, damages us. We end up dropping that Artemis, and I'm trying to get out of there. Again, I drop into my ult because I take 25% less damage. I'm just going to regen this mana and try to get out of there. Yep, we're all backing. We're going to reset. Unfortunately, we were unable to get that Phoenix. So I get my Gem of Isolation now, which is nice. So all my spells will have a little bit more of a slowing effect. And I'm trying something new on Sobek again, where I'm getting, man, I can't remember what it's called, unfortunately. I'm sorry, I didn't get to see it real quick there. But it gives me magic armor, and it gives me magic power, and then it lowers the magic armor of all enemies around me. The reason that is very good is, you know, that way if they are going to get hit by my ult, they're going to get hit a lot harder because I have the magic power and the lower magic resistance. So my hope is that, you know, through that also I will be able to survive a little bit longer, because they do have some very heavy magic damage, and so I'm not really worried about their Artemis. The Artemis hasn't been playing well, which is where a lot of their physical damage is. I'm more worried about their magical damage through Ra. And so we're killing Fire Giant right now, which is the equivalent to Baron. And his buff gives everything. It gives MP5, HP5, cooldown reduction, and extra damage. It gives physical and magical damage. So it just gives everything. The only thing it doesn't give is extra movement speed, but it will give you, you know, the buff of everything else. So that's a really, really powerful buff. And so healing up off those creep, because I tanked Fire Giant, and I didn't build super tanky, and I think Fire Giant does a lot of physical damage, so I took a lot of damage there. I'm going to try and heal up off these creep. So we end up killing one of the guys in one of the other lanes, and so I go over there because I want to support them. I'm worried that they're low on health. And so their Wukong leaps out, gets stunned. I did not try to kill still there. I know it looked like it, but I wanted to knock up their Wukong before he could ult, and they would also push him back into our team. So that was my goal there, but he died anyway, so that was nice. And so I'm pinging again, trying to get them to kill this other Phoenix, because again, if we get this Phoenix, it is game over. There's no doubt in my mind. So gonna clean up this creep wave. We got our Wukong with us, who is like our heavy physical damage dealer. So we should be good. We should be able to finish this right now. So our teammates in there trying to kill the enemy in the base, and you'll get to see the Minotaur. The Minotaur is the nexus of the game, and it actually fights back, and it fights back hard. It hits like a truck all the way through the game. It just demolishes you. And so a couple of our guys actually got killed trying to fight the Minotaur. If they would have just came with us, killed this, we would have came in there. There you see the fire minions. They got extra health, extra damage. They're tanking the Minotaur, and so I'm putting damage into Artemis. We end up killing Artemis, putting damage into the Minotaur, and just trying to finish this game as fast as we can now. We got Agni and Wukong putting in damage. Their Wukong jumps in, ends up dropping their ult. Luckily, I ulted. I didn't even see that coming, so I was able to be immune. They kill our Wukong, unfortunately. I'm putting damage into the Ra. I figure I might as well just try and take one because I don't think we're going to kill the Minotaur. I flip Ra back away from his well, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting chased by the Minotaur. End up getting the kill, and we killed the Minotaur. So that was a really good game. That was really fun. Sobek, super strong. Great lane presence. If you can get him in a lane that has any type of CC, you guys will have a blast and just destroy everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Come play the game. Check me out, twitch.tv/injured13. Peace out, everybody.